Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and potential Toastmasters. Welcome to Wake Up with Toastmasters. I'm your host, Ken Richardson, the District 115 Club Growth Director. And my co-host, Phyllis Tribby, is unable to join me today due to some technical problems. I love technology, but when it goes bad, it goes bad. And today we just couldn't get all of our technical problems worked out. So I'm going to be running the show today, and we're going to be talking about the Educational Minute. Now, many clubs have an Educational Minute as part of their routine in the club. Some don't. As you may know, there are some optional things that you can have as part of your meeting, and one of those is the Educational Minute. Another is the Humorous Minute, or we call it in my club the Joke Master. These are things that are fun. I think they're fun, but they're not absolutely required as part of the Toastmasters program. Give me a moment here while I make sure everything is online and we are ready to go. And it looks like we're getting here. Okay, give me a minute here. Excellent. I see Jennifer's on. Good morning, Jennifer. So good to see you this morning. Thank you for joining the show. As I was saying, I'm going to talk about the Educational Minute and how you can find tips and where to look things up. And as I mentioned before, I love the Educational Minute. It's just enough time to sort of give a tip about public speaking or something that's informative or on leadership. And where I find a lot of the tips that I use is on the website, of course. Let me pull this up and I will show you what I mean. It's a great resource. And here we go. There. If you go to the Toastmasters International website and you sign in, of course, and click over to the right where it says magazine, this will pop up on your screen, the latest edition of the Toastmasters magazine. Now, many of us are accustomed to receiving that in the mail back in the old days, but in an effort to save money, it's all online. But it's still a very, very useful place to start. So I'd like to talk a little bit about some of the things that you can find under the magazine section. And it really is a world of useful information. And you can see right here at the very top, 5 ways to calm the pre-speech jitters. Transform anxiety into helpful energy to fuel your speeches. What a great way to fulfill the Educational Minute and to talk about how do you calm your jitters. As you look down through it, this edition of the Toastmasters magazine focuses on pets and Toastmasters. So there's an article there about pets. There's a deep dive into corporate jargon. I think that's terrific. It's a terrific article because we have so many corporate clubs, and even if you're not in a corporate club, each corporation does seem to have its own type of jargon. And sometimes we just take that for granted that everyone knows exactly what we're talking about. And even within Toastmasters itself, we forget sometimes that our jargon is not well known to our newer members. So when you say something like, we're going to have a TLI, well, experienced Toastmasters know that that's the Toastmasters Learning Institute and officer training. But new members don't know that. So in this article, you'll look at some of the corporate lingo that maybe you're very comfortable with, or that a lot of corporations use, but isn't necessarily widely known. And it will emphasize, that article will emphasize the need that if you're going to use jargon, make sure that your audience knows what you're talking about. So if I'm going to talk about the TLI, I first have to define what it is as the Toastmasters Learning Institute. And then you can see over on the right-hand side of the magazine, there are things like Quick Take, which is news and information from around TI, members forum, letters to the editor, things heard around the world, and then traveling Toastmasters. This is kind of a fun thing that if you take a Toastmasters magazine with you, and if you don't have one, just let me know. I can get you one, because I have dozens and dozens that I've kept over the years, or that have been given me over the years, because I think they're really useful to have in your membership packet, or in your recruitment packet, if you will, to give to potential members. It gives them an idea of the kinds of materials that they will have access to. And frankly, before I started preparing for today's Wake Up with Toastmasters, I didn't appreciate the depth to which this goes. I'm going to share that with you in a moment when we look under the archive section. I'm sure you'll be surprised. So anyway, going forward, invaluable evaluator, the winners of International Speech Contest, and the main article, The Bond Between Toastmasters and Their Pets, and the one I mentioned earlier, 5 Ways to Calm Jitters. Now, if you can't find anything that really strikes you in the table of contents here in the current version of the magazine, then you can go under the archive section here. So let me click on that under archive. There's some things I really want to share with you. And it takes it just a second to load. And there you go. This will allow you to review previous editions of the magazine going back quite far. I'm going to show you how that works in just a moment. The other thing I want to point out here is, like, here's the December 21, and down at the bottom here, you can select whether you want to just view the web version or whether you want to download a PDF. So you can, if you so desire, download the PDF and print it out, although that's going to take a lot of ink, so make sure that you have plenty of ink before you do that. The other thing I want to point out to you is, if you scroll down, and I'm going to go slowly because I know this takes a bit to get caught up on the screen. If you scroll down, you will notice that there are multiple pages, and they go back to about 2012. But there's a caveat. I don't know if you can see this, but at the very bottom of the screen, after it lists the different pages in this particular menu item, it says to download full PDF versions from the years 1930 to 2011. So immediately available is 2012 to the current day, but then you can click on this Toastmasters gallery. I'm going to do this because I want to show you, I found this fascinating to go back. How about this? I did not know that these files were here. And I thought, wow, what a great archive of the history of Toastmasters. If you look over on the left-hand side, you will see the different galleries, as they're called in this part of the website, from 1930 to 1939, 1940, and so on, all the way up to 2011 in this archive. And the thing that I found so fascinating as you look through these options, the very first one is from November of 1930, and it shows you the gavel. And you, as you look through here, you can see all of those years, how the magazine has evolved. Here's one from, let's see, I think this is maybe 1970, but shows a picture of our founder, Dr. Smedley, and then so on and so on. We keep going all the way up to 2011. Now I'm going to click on this one just to give you an idea of this is the June 1939 volume here. And you can see how over the years, the magazine has changed tremendously. All right, so let me see if I can get back to the magazine section. There we go. And I wanted to show you that in addition to taking the first edition here and going through it article by article, you can also search by table of contents, by different columns, by members forum, and by the traveling Toastmaster. This is one, if you're getting ready to go on vacation like I am, and my family's going to take a off-site vacation this year. We're going to be traveling for the holidays, and I'm going to take a Toastmasters magazine with me. And you can see, all you have to do is to show that, well, here's one even on a tablet, but to show that, and if you click on this, there you go. Stephen Dyer of North York, Ontario, Canada, holds his printout of the magazine. So, so this is something that's just kind of a fun thing to do that allows you to do that. And then other things across this menu that I wanted to point out to you are things like columns and quick takes and the members forum. These are methods that you can go through and take a look at. And I think it's under quick takes. Let me see. But the other thing that I didn't know is that there is a podcast. Let's see, boy, we're really slowing down here and loading this. But I did not know that you can also listen to podcasts on from this part of the website. I'm not sure it's going to load for me. My internet, for some reason, has really slowed down all of a sudden. I may have too many tabs open at once. Okay, here we go. No, it's not under this tab, but these are quick takes, snapshot of a club that's being featured, news, information. So if you click on, say, the snapshot, here you go. You can find information about, this is the Brussels Toastmasters Club in Brussels, Belgium. And you can find out information, just a quick little picture. And if you want to take a snapshot of your club and give a little blurb about it, you can do that and send it to Toastmasters International for publication. I'm going to try under members forum again. I don't want to go through every menu option in here because that'll just make you more bored than is absolutely necessary. But I will tell you that they're under one of these, and I apologize because I've forgotten which one it is. You can look up podcasts. Under here, where we are right now, members forum, things like show us your culture. This is in the most recent edition. Members from India share their story, and if you click on that, hopefully it will load. There you go. You can get a little bit of the diversity of culture that Toastmasters offers around the world. And I think that the diversity that we have in Toastmasters is absolutely terrific. Excuse me. Since we've been mainly online, I'm going to stop sharing here. Since we've been mainly online for the past 18 months, 24 months now, or more, we've had the opportunity to share our Toastmasters experience with other members from around the world. And I think that's been absolutely terrific. I've learned so much about other cultures and how they use Toastmasters and what it has done for them, that I highly recommend that if you haven't had the opportunity to visit with other clubs from around the world, that you go to TI, find out where the links are, or sometimes it's posted on Facebook, on the TI Facebook page. You'll be able to find really clubs from around the world that welcome your attendance. And I know in my home club of early risers, we now routinely get members from around the world who found us on our website, on Free Toast Hosts, and just decided to sort of check us out and see what's going on. We've had visitors from London, England. We have a regular visitor from London, England, Australia, Japan. And I think that really adds to the Toastmasters experience. One of the nice things about our magazine and the Zoom and our Educational Minute is that opportunity to learn from people around the world, and then to use that knowledge to enhance our own Toastmasters journey. I think that really, really makes a difference, and that's one of the things I like most about the Zoom meeting. Now, I will admit that being in person really is the preferred way of meeting, in my mind, at least for me. And I know there are clubs that have been exclusively online, but I like that in-person camaraderie and interaction. So maybe you can have the best of both worlds when you're going hybrid, which is certainly the trend that we're seeing around our district, District 115. So that's coming along quite well. And Jennifer says another good tip here is she sometimes grabs the vintage magazine for the pictures and then uses those in her Facebook page or in other promotional items that she's doing. So that's a good tip from Jennifer, our public relations manager, is if you're looking for photographs, go to the magazine section. We saw previously in a show that Phyllis and I did that you can find tons of other approved pictures in the Toastmasters website under the branding section of the website. There are tons of resources that you can download, but using some of the vintage photographs from the archive section is something I hadn't really thought of. So thank you for that tip, Jennifer. That is really good information and good to know. Now, as we move into the holiday season, I can't believe it's the 17th of December. We have just a few days left for the holiday season. And as I mentioned, I'm going to be leaving for vacation. I'm leaving Saturday, but Phyllis Trippy, who is my co-host, is going to be taking over for me. And I believe next week we will be back more or less on regular scheduling with our program quality director, Gene Williams, on Monday and Friday, our public relations manager, Jennifer Smith, on Wednesday, and then on Tuesday and Thursday, Phyllis Trippy will be the host of Wake Up with Toastmasters. And I know she's been able to line up some really interesting guests to chat with on this program, so I hope that you will join her. And I will be wishing you and everyone, whatever your religious persuasion or lack thereof, a happy holiday. However you may celebrate that. I'm going to be celebrating laying on a beach, so which I think is a good way to sort of get away from the winter weather and just stretch out and enjoy the holidays. A couple of other things I want to remind you of. We're probably going to end here a little early today. But coming up on January 8th will be the TLI, the Toastmasters Learning Institute. So that will be the training of club officers. Information has gone out on that, but if you didn't get it, or if you need some assistance in getting registered for that, please send me an email at d115cgd@gmail.com. In addition, on that same day, January 8th, which is a Saturday, that evening, we will be offering Educational Enrichment Night. This project that our program quality director, Gene Williams, started has been very well received. Once a month, we are providing 2 hours of educational opportunities. We have different types of classes. I do one on new member orientation and one on introduction to pathways. Our public relations manager has done programs on Meetup and Facebook. And certainly utilizing those social media outlets is something that I know I appreciate, because I don't consider myself a real expert in utilizing those social media outlets, but they're a great way to promote your club. So if you can join us on Educational Enrichment Night, January 8th, after the TLI, please do so. And there again, if you need assistance in getting registered, you can always send me an email. And game night, the December game night, is actually going to be held on January 1st. Yes, that's correct. You heard me correct. And there is a registration link in the most recent newsletter. And if you can't find your copy of the newsletter, you can go to our website, d115.org, d115tm.org, excuse me, and you'll find copies of the newsletter at that website. With them will be the link where you can register for both, actually, educational enrichment or for the game night. Again, that will be on January the 1st. I think that covers all of the announcements that we have for today. So I'm going to be signing off, wishing you again a very, very happy holiday season and all the best. And I will be back later in the year. I think I get back like on the 30th or something like that. So I will be back joining you, and Phyllis will join us near that time. So in the meantime, have a great day, and I will see you on Wake Up with Toastmasters as soon as I get back after that glorious vacation on the beach. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for listening.